Morning, peeps. Good morning. All right, before we talk all things Ryan Garcia, Luke Campbell, I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone that jumped on my very first live watch along yesterday. It was great fun, and in the end, like YouTube still it takes a while to calculate the amount of numbers of people, but I think in the end, something like 70,000 people jumped on the live watch along. 70,000, which is crazy. That's absolutely crazy. So thank you so much. I had fun doing it. Thank you, obviously, to all the people that done the super chats. Thank you to everyone that got a question in. Like, there was loads of questions. Like, there was something like, I think it says, like, you look at the analytics of YouTube, like behind the scenes, and it said something like 6,000 questions came in. Obviously, I couldn't answer 6,000, but I think there were more statements than questions. But again, thank you so much. We will continue to do it, right? It was good. It was successful. I mean, if 70,000 people are watching something, you ain't going to stop doing it. I don't know what the next big fight is. I'm not sure what the next big fight is. Maybe even like Avanesi and Kelly. I know that's not a super big fight, but that's a good one to do. So we'll continue to do it, no doubt. So again, thank you so much to everyone that watched it. All right. Ryan Garcia is here, people. He passed the test. You've seen the thumbnail. I say just because he had to get up from that big knockdown in the second round. Apart from that, I thought it was a good performance. I thought it was actually quite a dominant performance as well. I gave Luke Campbell a share of a round, obviously the second round, and I think a share of, it might have been the third. Apart from that, though, I think Ryan Garcia was more aggressive. Ryan Garcia obviously threw more hands, punches and bunches. I think he mixed it up a bit more than Luke, although Luke did go to the body a bit. I think Ryan Garcia mixed it up a bit more than Luke. And I was a bit disappointed with Luke's performance. And I don't want to be too critical because I'm a big Luke Campbell fan, but when Ryan Garcia was hurt, and he clearly was hurt, it was a big knockdown. It wasn't a flash knockdown, it was a big knockdown. Right, his hand kind of went behind his back. His head was scrambled. You've got to jump on him. This is a kid that's never been knocked down like that, probably never been hit as hard as that, doesn't know where he is. You've got to jump on him. You don't give him time to regroup. You take the risk. And that showed me that Luke Campbell's just not a finisher like that. He's not a killer. He hasn't got that killer instinct. There are some fighters that are just killers. Like Gervonta Davis knows you're hurt like that, you're dead. Teofimo Lopez knows you're hurt like that, you're dead. You're not getting out of the round. And I think Luke Campbell let Ryan Garcia off the hook big time. Again, wasn't a flash knockdown, guys. It was a big, big knockdown. You've got to jump on him. I don't know if that's Shane McGuigan in the corner saying, calm, take it easy, just because they're scared of the counter, which you've got to be scared of, don't get me wrong, but you've got to roll the dice there. That's your chance to literally catapult yourself, especially at this late stage in your career, to a world title shot against Devin Haney. All gone. But on the flip side, credit has to go to Ryan Garcia and how he regrouped after the knockdown. He regrouped very, very well. He clearly has some things he needs to improve on. I'm not one of those persons that are going to dig him out on those things because he's only 22, and I think he will improve on those things. Head movement is it's not there really, is it? Foot movement ain't great as well. He's got a lazy left, although in rounds 3 and 4, he had his guard up quite high just because of the knockdown in round 2. But let's focus on what he is very good at. He's a very good finisher, right? This guy knows you're hurt. Like, for example, when he hurt Luke Campbell, I think it was the end of round 5. The first minute of round 6, he jumped on him. Couldn't get the finish, but jumped on him. I love that. And then the body shot at the end, thing of beauty. And the reason it's a thing of beauty is because if you watch Canelo set you up like that as well. Canelo, you don't know if he's going to go from the hook to the body or the head. He disguises it so well until lastminute.com, and then it's too late. And that's what Ryan did. Ryan disguised that so well where Luke thought he was going for the hook to the head. So Luke kind of put his hands up there, and then bang, it's too late. And it's to the body. Great finish. He's got a lot, Ryan Garcia. He's got a lot. And at 22, if he can add the things that we're saying he doesn't have, which I think is bad foot movement, doesn't know to cut off the ring, very lazy and static in his feet, and he can improve on the head movement, clearly got the power, right? Clearly got the technique, clearly got the good fundamentals. And if he's in a camp with Canelo and Reynoso and Andy Ruiz and the other fighters they've got, He's only going to get better. If he can listen to instructions and learn from Canelo. Imagine being in a camp with Canelo. Like, that's just a dream come true. Being in a camp with a winner, someone that's solely focused like that, you can only get better. So he's arrived. He has arrived. And now, I don't want to remove Lomachenko from the conversation, but because Lomachenko has probably only got a couple of fights left, you look at the crop of talent at 135 and the ones that can come up to it, like Shakur Stevenson will be at 135 in a year's time, I believe. That is a young crop of talent. I mean, that's kind of what the 147 division used to be years ago when it had so much talent. This has now got so much talent. And the thing is, the best thing about this crop of talent is that no one's scared of no one. None of that combination, whichever way you want to put it and slice it and dice it, none of them are scared of none. And as much as Tio's got all the belts, I don't think it's a clear thing that he is the number one by far. I think he's the best out of the bunch, but he's not like the way I see maybe Beterbiev at light heavyweight. Do you know what I mean? He's not that far in front of everyone. So I think it's going to be an exciting couple of years. The easy fight to make is Devin Haney, right? He's mandatory. Sorry, he's not mandatory, but I think they want to make that fight. Yeah, the zone, innit? So you can make that fight. Obviously, look, he's called out Gervonta Davis. That's not going to happen. I mean, I don't think the zone, then Golden Boy, are going to let Ryan Garcia go and fight on another platform. And I'm telling you now, you're going to have to offer Gervonta Davis something stupid for Al Heyman and Floyd to let Gervonta Davis go over to the zone. Unless they get to a situation where someone's a mandatory for someone. That's the only way it's going to happen. But yeah, impressed with Ryan Garcia. Solid 7, 8 out of 10 performance for me just because of the way he regrouped from the knockdown. That tells me he's got something. To get up from that knockdown and continually be aggressive, make a couple of small adjustments. Right now, for example, when Luke tried to go for that left again, his head was just a bit, and we're talking boxing's millimeters, but his head was just a bit further back. He's got to be careful because every time he does go further back, he does keep his chin in the air. And again, if he's around killers like Tio and Gervonta, they will snap his head off. They will snap him in half if they hurt him. He's still miles away from people like Lomachenko for me, but we'll see. I think the smart fight next is a fellow top 10 guy like a Richard Comey. I know he's coming off a loss himself, but I think that's a smart fight next. Richard Comey offers different things as well. And again, it's a top 10 guy. What you don't want to do is let Ryan Garcia fall off a cliff and put him in with a guy that's the top 20, top 30 while we wait for Devin Haney. Put him in against someone like a Richard Comey, and then we'll see. For Luke Campbell, I'm not quite sure what Luke Campbell does now. I've always been championing him, but the fact is, I was championing him because when he fought Jorge Linares and Loma, that went to points. Linares split decision, Loma, he won a couple of rounds. Here, he got stopped. He got stopped. Some people are talking about quitting. Look, guys, getting hit to the body is horrid. Horrid. Didn't we see Linares, Loma? When you get hit to the body, it's lights out. It's lights out. You already think about it. You already can't breathe. You're tired anyway, and then someone just hits you to your body. There's no quitting there. It's just too hard. Too hard. I'm not gonna put that tag on Luke Campbell at all. Let's give credit to Ryan Garcia for the body. Look, there's two things that can happen. Well, there's a few things that can happen with Luke Campbell. One, he calls it quits. No shame in that. Fought for a world title twice, Olympic gold medalist. No shame in that career whatsoever. Has made some good money. Two, you become a gatekeeper at 135 pounds. I mean, you'll make some money, but you don't want to go down that route. You'll still make some money, but you'll be fighting the guys coming up. You'll be the challenger all the time to these young, hungry kids, and he'll end up getting beaten up by them. Number three is that you go to 140 and you maybe try and start a run there. Those belts are going to become scattered soon. There's no doubt for me when Taylor versus Ramirez happens and just say Taylor wins, all those belts are getting scattered because he's going to 140. So he's going to 147. So there is a chance that he could make a run at 140. He's very big at the weight, very, very big at the weight. So there are options for him. I wouldn't be surprised though if the first option he picks is option number one, which is to call it quits. Just because that fire isn't there for me. Again, when Ryan was hurt, there was an opportunity. And not only that, but he will think, shit, these young kids are fast, they're strong, they're aggressive, everything. everything. For Linares, for Ryan, another option is Linares. Linares is another option. It's a fight that was supposed to have been made a year ago, 8 months ago. COVID happened. They moved on. They done Luke versus Ryan. Linares is a very, very good name. It's a solid name. And it's a good test for Ryan Garcia. Is it the Linares of old? Obviously not. But he's a good test. Linares is super. Like, if Linares hurt Ryan Garcia like that, you guys know what's going to happen. Linares jumps on him. He takes the risk of getting chinned himself, but he jumps on him. So yeah, look, good way to start the year, right? I'm trying to think of what is the next big fight. No idea. It would have been Dillian White versus Povetkin. I'm trying to think, is there anything else in January? We have got Kovalev coming up, but that's not really a big fight. Us Brits are getting embarrassed by the Americans right now, man. We're sending Brits over there and they're getting smashed up. Like, yes, some of them are coming to the end, like Brooke, but doesn't matter. We're sending Brits over there and they're getting smashed. To the point where Michaela Maya, the female boxer, she even said, like, European fighters don't know how to jab or don't know how to use their jab properly. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm guessing when she says European fighters, she means British fighters, because she can't be talking about European fighters like Usyk, right? And Kovalev and Loma, who clearly do know how to jab. Bivol, you know? She can't be talking about that. I think Golovkin, where he's from in Kazakhstan, is actually in Asia. I was going to say Golovkin, but you can't be talking about that. Even AJ knows how to jab. Like, Tyson Fury doesn't know how to jab. Pulev doesn't know how to jab. What nonsense. But that's the way they're looking at our fighters now. We sent Callum Smith over there, ring recognised #1 at 168 pounds. Probably in our top 3, top 4 pound for pound in the UK. He did barely win a round against Canelo. So, man, someone needs to put sort of the UK back on the map, boy. Someone, because it's only Tyson Fury right now. Will Billy Joe Saunders do it against Canelo? I doubt it. It's getting a bit embarrassing, isn't it? All right, let's read a couple of stories. I don't know if there is any, to be fair. I don't know if you guys watched. By the way, nice card. Like, this is the thing, right? If that card was on pay-per-view, we would have, like, gone crazy about it because, who are these Alvarados and Creoles and what's this? This is not good enough for pay-per-view. I'll tell you now, Creole versus Alvarado was a good fight. I thought Creole actually done well, considering that he was clearly undersized for Alvarado. Then Alvarado's twin brother against, I think it was Gutierrez, was a fantastic, that was war. Fantastic fight. And then we had this one, which was, again, decent little scrap. Good little card, all for $199. Well, actually, it wasn't $199. For the month, it's $199. We've already had some stuff within that month, so I'm pretty happy with the DAZN app so far, because we wouldn't have got this fight if it wasn't for that DAZN app. So I'm happy about that. Luke Campbell says that Ryan Garcia's shot was the hardest shot he's ever been hit with. Yeah. We'll see. All right. Literally, it's just all, as you can imagine, all the news is dominated by Ryan Garcia, Luke Campbell. Understandably so. Let's see if we can find anything else to quickly have a talk about. I think I mentioned this before. What's this? I just saw something about Hearn saying Joshua Fury, you'll see that fight in May or June. I know I've said that before. I think so. All right, we could just leave this. I don't think there's that much other stuff, people. We can leave this and just finish talking about the lightweights. Let's hope, considering that we've got these 4 or 5 guys, or even 6 guys, there's quite a few. Let's hope we get the matchups. Hey, let's hope we get the matchups. Everyone now, I feel like, knows they've got their star pupil, right? Floyd knows he's got Gervonta, and he would tell you that Gervonta is the next biggest thing in America. Bob's got T.O., he's going to say exactly the same thing. Obviously, Oscar's going to say the same thing about Ryan Garcia. Let's hope, sorry, I didn't want to leave out Devon. Eddie's going to say the same thing about Devon. Let's hope that they can not be scared to put their fighters in with each other. The fighters won't be scared. The managers and promoters will be, because they've got the hottest ticket in town. Especially if you're Oscar, you've just lost Canelo. Virgil Ortiz is a fantastic fighter, but he's not got the same star power, obviously, as Ryan Garcia, who's got bloody 8 million Instagram followers, which counts for something in today's world. So really and truly, That's it for Oscar. He's got others. Munguia is there. He's got others, but it's all. Is he going to roll the dice with him against a Gervonta? A year ago, I know he was saying on the weekend he would, but a year ago he made a video. I remember seeing it where he said, "Oh, we wouldn't want to put Ryan in with Gervonta. Gervonta's a tank. He's a beast." So, will he roll the dice now? I think I do genuinely believe that Bob would. Bob would happily put Tio in with anyone. We saw it, put him in with Loma. So we put him in with someone. I think Eddie will do the same thing with Devin Haney. My main concern is Floyd and Golden Boy. So Floyd and Oscar. That's my main concern. But we'll see. Let's hope that we get some great matchups in the lightweight division in 2021. Peace and love.